welcome to I'm Right, the pre-show. The show will start in approximately 4 minutes and 30 seconds, but if you are listening to the show in replay, you can fast forward right past this spot and get right into the show. Now, also, if you are one of the listeners that just listen, you listen in your car or you listen when you're at work and you don't watch the video, we love that also. But we'd also love that you come to the show live now and then, which is every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. You can go to JillCox.com, JillCoxCordova.com, and you can log into the show that way. You can also watch it through Facebook or YouTube. So we would love to have you here live in the show. Now also, if you are here live and you want to be part of the show, you want to interact with us during the show, one way you can do that is just click the link. You will see the link on Facebook and YouTube, and you just click that link and it will bring you into our green room, and we'll let you know when we're bringing you to the stage. So when you click that link, just follow the prompts and we'll see that you're in the green room, and we'll let you know that we see you in the green room, but the audience won't see you until we bring you to the stage. Also, let me see, what else can you do? Another way to get into the show is by scanning a QR code that we bring up from time to time during the show. And all you have to do is scan that code with your smartphone, follow the prompts, and you will be in the show in no time. Be on the show, participating with us, which would be fabulous. So we've got about 2 minutes and 10 seconds, and you will see and hear me and Jill on I'm Right. So please stand by. Well, we've got about 1 minute and 30 seconds to the beginning of the live show. And remember, again, if you are listening to this in replay, you can fast forward past this spot and get right into the show. And this is going to be the next to the last episode for this season. And then we will kick it off again in January. So the first Wednesday of January 2025, you'll see us again. And that is on Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. And remember, you can go directly to Jill's website, which is JillCoxCordova.com, or you can watch on Facebook and YouTube. Well, we got about 30 seconds and the show will be starting, so please stand by. You think that was a glitch? You think? Wait, here we go. We're off. It's not gonna happen tonight. It's not gonna happen.
Hello, everyone. This is I'm Right.
I'm right.
And I'm Jill Cox Cordova.
I'm Anthony Cordova. Yes, I am.
Yes, you are.
And you are Jill Cox Cordova.
Yes, I am. JCC. That's me.
Okay. What's up?
Hello, everyone. Hello. Who's with us tonight?
I don't know.
I haven't heard from anyone, so I don't know if anybody's
we're
here.
Being ghosted.
We might just be talking to ourselves.
We're being
ghosted. But that's okay. We know how to talk to each other. Don't we?
Ghosted.
Maybe.
I know Halloween's coming up, but it's too early to ghost us.
Oh, but Denise, your sister is here. Hi, Denise.
Hi, Denise.
Yay. How are you? Yay.
Cool. So what's happening tonight, Jill?
Well, before I talk about tonight's topic, last week we told everyone we were going to my high school reunion in Kentucky, and we did go.
We did go.
So shout out to my high school classmates. Hello.
Hi, y'all.
And the teachers who were there. My favorite teachers were there too, or
Yes.
some of them.
Yes.
Yes.
Fabulous teachers.
So it was, yes.
Or former teachers.
Yes. I was especially happy to see one of my English teachers because, we all know that I still love the art of English.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So that was fun.
Cool.
So just shout out to everyone there. And I hope we didn't scare you all off from watching us.
Off.
We could be scary at times.
No, we cannot be scary. We're not scary at all.
I've been told I'm
personable.
Scary. We are personable, but I've been told I'm scary.
You are not
I can be scary.
You're
I
not
can be scary when I want to be.
Why would you want to be scary?
Sometimes it's fun because people don't expect it. They think that because they perceive me to be short, because everybody knows I don't think I'm short, but they think that I can't be scary. So I like to prove them wrong.
I don't want to see that. I don't want to see scary.
You don't want to see scary, Jill?
No, don't want to see it.
I may have forgotten how. It's been a long time.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Then.
All right. So tonight we are talking about city folks and country people.
City folks, country people.
Yes. It's part of a segment. We have segments.
Yeah, okay. It's part of a segment we call...
It's part of a segment that we call...
Stand by your stand.
Oh, I cut it short, didn't I?
Oh, you sure did.
Well, anyway.
It's okay. I won't hold it
Speaking of
against
cutting
you.
things short, John told me don't sell myself short. And welcome, John.
Yes, welcome, John. Good to see ya. So, we're talking about city folk and country versus country people.
Well,
But
I like
how
to say
come it's
and. I like to say and as opposed to versus because, well, I guess it could be versus because they see each other differently.
Yes, but why wasn't it like country folk and city people?
Because, I like to mix things up.
And why
I don't
couldn't
like
it
to
be,
do the expected
why
or the
couldn't
cliche.
it be city folk and country folk?
Because that's using folks twice in the same headline. I don't like doing that either. See, I actually thought about this.
There's the journalist. See?
Now, that's the English version, more so than a journalist.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, how do we feel about?
Well, first of all, which do you think you are?
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. Now, many of you know that Jill grew up in a national park.
In Kentucky.
Did
you hear my accent? Kentucky.
A dirt road led to where Jill
It wasn't a dirt road. It was paved.
It was dirt road.
No, it was not.
It was a dirt road,
It was.
and
It
you had
was
to
not
drive through
a forest.
a forest and creeks, and
No,
then go up a mountain,
no.
then down a mountain, and then you had to cross.
Well, we did live.
Then you had to cross a man-made bridge, well, a bridge made out of rope.
What are you
Then
talking
You had to
about?
do all of this to get to Jill's house. So she lived in the country. She lived. Then she had
Most
to
of
take
what he just said is not true.
horseback. Then she had to take horseback.
No,
And
we had cars and paved roads. Now, the
yeah,
the
but you
first
had to
place we
take a
lived.
horse when the
No,
road
I did
ran
not
out.
ride horses. Nope, 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 nope,
So
nope.
my-
Only rode ponies at fairs.
my point is that this is the way Jill grew up.
No.
However,
But he's not telling you the truth.
However, Jill is one of the most city people I know.
I'm not one of. No, you grew up in New York
she
with New
is-
Yorkers. I am not one of the most city people you know.
Yeah, I grew up in Long Island.
Still New York.
Long Island, New York. I was 30 miles away from
Say
the
Stork.
city. Stork.
Stalk.
Stork.
Stalk.
New York. New York.
Say
Stork.
store.
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 Store. Store. Anyway,
No, John,
But-
I grew up at Mammoth Cave National Park. I grew up living in Mammoth Cave National Park.
yeah. Yeah. So, but Jill loves city amenities. She loves, no, New York is where I'd rather stay.
If we had been the couple on Green Acres, I definitely would have been the
So-
penthouse person.
So me, I grew up in New York, not New York City, but Long Island, New York, and people always thought that I was born and raised in the country.
And why is that?
I think it's because of my, I don't know, my mannerisms or my demeanor. My demeanor. Yeah. I mean, and
So-
the things I like to
so
do.
country
I like
people have a
I like
different
to
demeanor? Is that what you're saying?
I like to fish. I like to hunt. I like to, be in the country. I like to be in the outdoors.
That could
I
be a
like
city
to-
person too.
I like to do this where I feel very comfortable. When I'm in the city.
I know, John. I saw the Rockies part first before I saw where you thought I grew up. Yes, I do know that doesn't exist.
But I always, even when I was growing up in New York, I preferred not to be in the city. I would go to the city and I would hang out in the city sometimes. But me, I preferred to be out in the country or out at the beach or the the ocean or somewhere that's nice and peaceful.
The national park was nature
That's why
and
you
peaceful.
That's where I should have grew up. See,
I'm not understanding the difference between us. Other than I don't want to fish, I don't want to hunt.
I mean, I do all of the things that I build stuff. I don't do
City
the
dwellers
things,
don't. City people don't build
No,
things.
not really. Yeah, they don't.
Sure, they do. There's all sorts. That's why there's all sorts of
No,
skyscrapers and
typically-
buildings in the city,
No, those are construction workers. That's completely different.
or developers,
then-
or architects.
Then that's their job. That's their job. That's different. But city
Well, that just
people,
means you're creative.
City people in
I'm
general,
a creative person too.
city people in general don't care for the outdoors. As a matter of fact, if you take a city person and take them to the country, they can't sleep.
Well, what's the country
You know why
to
they
you? I
can't
still don't
sleep?
understand what the country is to you.
Well, the country is
'Cause I
where
had,
it's
you know,
peaceful and
I
you
was in
hear
a park.
birds chirping, and there's not cars. You know what the country is? I went to a friend's house in the country. Now, where I grew up in Long Island, if you had a cookout or something like that, you had it in your backyard. That's the way you do it.
Mm-hmm.
But I went to his house, and he had the cookout in the front yard
Where was this?
in Georgia, in McRae, Georgia. Okay.
It,
The cookout, it doesn't matter where it was, okay? The cookout was in the front yard. And now check this out. And I'm like, wow, this is strange.
I've
And-
not
and-
seen a barbecue
and-
in the front yard before.
You're gonna let me finish the story.
Okay.
So I'm like, this is strange. I've never been to a cookout. And it was actually a fish fry. And I had never been to a fish fry before either.
Really?
That's a country thing.
I know. I've been to
don't-
many
they don't-
fish fries.
Because you grew up in the country.
So I'm a country girl.
No, you're not. Anyway, so I'm thinking this is odd. You know, there's a fish fry and everybody's out there. Must have been, about 30 of us there. And it's in the front yard. And then I figured it out.
What'd you figure out?
The whole time I was there, only one car drove past.
So everybody walked to it?
No, the people that drove there, they drove to it. I'm talking about cars that went past. Like, they weren't coming to the cookout. They're just driving down the street.
Okay.
Only one car. I was there for probably 6 hours. Only one car drove past.
Okay.
That's the difference between the country and the city. See, no, you can have a cookout in the front yard because there's nobody out there. There's nobody there. You can have a cookout in the front yard and it's all good. That's the country. You can do that. You can
Well,
go out
I
in
grew
the
up in the
country,
country,
and
and
you
I've-
can
I've-
party all night long and no one is going to call the police on you because your nearest neighbor might be a half a mile away. That's the country. You could do what you want.
You can do what you want. And
If
I grew up
you
in the
wanted
country.
to run around naked, no one would see you because
That's
you're
debatable.
out in the country. If you're further enough out in the country, nobody's going to see you. Maybe a satellite or something, but in general, no one is going to see you or bother you.
Okay. Well, Alan has joined us and he says, country boys can survive. That's
Yes,
true.
and that is
And he
also
says, hello,
true.
hello. And John says, if it swims, they fry it.
That's
And
it.
Alan says, yes, Alan, I was going to add to that. Country girls can also survive. Maybe
Yeah,
I'm not
but
so good
Jill
at that.
is not
I'm not so-
that.
I'm not so
Jill-
good at that.
Jill, if you put Jill in the wilderness, she will starve.
Probably.
She's not
Although
going to
I'm
shoot
smart.
her food. She's not going to skin her food
Yeah,
if she happened
but if
to
it came
find
down
it.
to life and death, I'd figure something out. I would like to think.
You can't call and order food.
I know that.
Do you know
which
what
I am
Jill
very
told
good
me?
at. I'm very good at that.
Do you know what Jill told me when we met? She said, I don't cook. And I said, that's
That is
fine.
true.
I said, that's fine.
That
I
is true.
don't need
And
you
if
to
you'd had a
cook."
problem with that, we would
And
not
then
have
the
date number 2.
The other thing she said is, but I know how to order food.
I do.
So,
I know. I do know how to order food.
but see, that's a city person.
and I know how.
a country person does not order food. They don't get on the phone
But
and order food
but
delivered to the house.
You're also implying that a country person likes to. Every country person cooks. That's not true either.
No, that is not true. But if you really live in the country, if you want to eat and you don't want your food to be raw, you need to kill it, cook it.
What?
Kill it, cook it, skin it, cook it, eat it. Eat some squirrel. Oh, and I found something else out. Possum used to be a delicacy. And Georgia was abundant with possum. And then,
Have you ever eaten roadkill?
roadkill?
That's
Of
what I think of when I.
course.
No, you haven't.
Of course, you know,
No, you haven't.
I've driven all over the country, and sometimes I get hungry. And hey,
You-
there's fresh roadkill. Fresh roadkill.
You
I
are
don't.
full of jokes tonight.
Fresh roadkill is good.
Yeah. How did you eat it? How did you prep it? How did you cook it?
Well, it was squished up pretty good, right?
I think I'm gonna get sick.
But but I still
I think I'm
skinned
gonna
it,
get sick. Oh
and
Lord.
I built a little fire pit, and I took that varmint and I put it on a stick,
You know, when I was little,
cooked it, ate it.
you know, I was
Roadkill.
a much pickier eater than I am today. And so my family, they knew that if I didn't recognize something they put on my plate, I would sniff it and I would ask, "What is this?" And if they tell me the truth, I wouldn't touch it. Right? You know, it could be the tongue of something.
The tongue
or
of something.
Some
the tongue of
some
something.
animal. Yeah, some animal.
It's called cow tongue.
Well, if they told me what it was, I wasn't going to eat it. But if they said it was beef or chicken, I would look suspiciously at it, but I might try it. Right?
No.
And I may or may not eat it. So because of that, I have eaten rabbit. If they had told me it was a rabbit, I wouldn't have eaten it. But I liked it.
Rabbit is good.
Well, I apparently liked it because they didn't tell me what it really was.
Okay.
You know, but I'm saying all that to say that my family, well, they had to trick me into eating stuff like that.
yeah.
But you know, as I got older, I got.
But you're not a country girl.
I am.
You're not riding any
I am from-
ATVs. You're not riding
You are
any
so
horses.
You're
You are
stereotyping.
not
You're
This is what
stereotyping
country
my
girls
people.
do.
You are so stereotyping.
I
my
know a
people.
lot of country girls,
I do too,
and they do that kind of stuff.
and I know a lot of country girls who don't.
They
They ride in cars. They like to shop. They like to order food. They like
all
to.
cityfied.
That is not
They're
cityfied.
cityfied people.
Your definition is all
They're
wrong.
cityfied. Hey, country people know I know what I'm talking about. They all cityfied.
They think you're stereotyping them.
They cityfied.
They think you're stereotyping them. But I will say this to and it's probably going to prove your point of what you're saying about me. But sometimes when people meet the two of us for the first time, they think you're the one from, if they think one of us is from Kentucky and one of us is from New York, they get it wrong. They think he's
that's
from
right.
Kentucky and that I'm from
That's
New York.
right, because I'm just a good old country boy.
I don't know. I don't know why they think I'm from New York.
I was, like I said, the stalk dropped you
Stalk?
in
stalk?
Kentucky, but the stalk should have dropped you in New York, and then the stalk dropped me in New York, but probably should have dropped me in Kentucky or something, and I would have been good. Now, in Jill's defense, I do like at least being close to a city.
Ooh, ooh! I am so glad that we are recording this show so that I can play this back when I need it. Because he has been trying for years to get me to spend 2 weeks to a month in a place that doesn't have enough amenities for me.
I do like to be close to a city. So I think my radius is about 50, maybe 60 miles from a city. And I'm good then.
Really?
Yeah, so so if I
That's
want
too far. That's like an hour away.
it's just an hour.
That's an hour.
It's just an hour.
That's an hour.
Okay. As you all heard, last weekend we were in
Kentucky.
Kentucky.
Shout out to Kentucky.
We were in Cave City.
Cave City. We were in Horse Cave.
Cave,
And then
lot
we
of
drove to
caves.
Bowling Green because, that's like 30
now
to
you
45
see?
minutes away.
Now you see.
Because
this
he
is-
didn't like any of the restaurants in Cave City and
this-
Horse Cave. Because Cave City has,
Wait.
and for Horse Cave have far more
Here's-
restaurants than they did when I was growing
Here's
up.
my point. We were in Cave City. We were at our hotel in Cave City. And what are we going to do? I don't know. You want to go to the movies? Oh, yeah, let's go to the movies. So the closest movie was like
In Glasgow.
25, 30 miles away. And then the next closest movie
Bowling Green.
was Bowling Green, which is about 30 something miles.
And they were
away.
all playing the same thing.
So,
yeah.
Your thing was 50 miles is too far. So we ended up going to Bowling Green and we had a nice meal. Now, after we ate our nice meal, then we decided to go somewhere else. So apparently there's a casino in Kentucky
Which
now.
also wasn't there when I was growing up.
But the casino
Although I couldn't have gone there when I was growing up.
is 20 something miles further away from our hotel.
Yep. So we were just touring the state.
We ended up being 55 to 60 miles away from our hotel. See, Jill? 50, 60 miles away from stuff to do is okay. I can live with that. See?
But get
We did
this.
that.
But get this. Cave City and Horse Cave, they did have restaurants. We just didn't want to go to those.
McDonald's.
They had Cracker Barrel. They had Mexican food. They had a whole bunch of fast food
They have a
places.
Sonic now.
I know. I was like, what?
The Sonic's in the gas station.
It
now.
is in the gas station. So is the Subway. But they have hotels like that they didn't have when I was growing up there. All of that. So Cave City and Horse Cave do have stuff. It just wasn't the stuff you wanted to do.
Or you.
I didn't care. I didn't care because I had already done what I came there to do, which was to see my classmates.
But the
my high
one
school
thing I did
classmates,
want to do, which we didn't do,
was go in a cave.
we didn't go into the river cave.
Hidden
the
River.
Hidden River Cave. Because it was late. in
Yeah,
the day and
because by the
weren't
time we
going to be.
would have gotten there, it would have been
But next
a
time,
rushed tour.
next time we go back,
Yeah,
we'll
I'm looking
do
forward to that. Yep. But see, I don't understand your complaint there because another time that we were in Kentucky, I took you to Mammoth Cave National Park where I grew up, and you could have sat there for hours watching this little bitty ferry go across the Green River.
That
Like,
shows you how
this fair
country
that when I
am.
say little bitty, it could hold like 2 cars, and it goes put. You know, like it's like slowly goes across.
And it has a rope.
It's a rope.
It's tied
Yes.
to a rope, so it doesn't go down river. It's amazing. So when you go to Mammoth Cave National Park, check out the ferry. You'll love it. But see, that shows you I'm a country boy. I just loved it.
So my Caverna people are coming through. Risa, hi Risa, how are you?
Hi, Risa.
She says you got your mileage wrong. Well, she says not. She said it nicer. She said, "Not sure you have your mileage correct because Glasgow is 15 minutes and Bowling Green is 35." See, she's following my thought process that those weren't that far away.
You must drive fast.
I don't think that's true.
You must drive fast.
Because
And
when you
yes-
said that
and
Glasgow
yes,
was
but-
a long way
but
away, I
wait,
was like, no, it's not.
No. Well, wait a minute.
I don't think it
But
takes that
no,
long to get to Glasgow
no,
from Cave
but
City.
wait a minute. I'm going to break this down.
Oh,
Cave
Lord.
City-
Here comes the truck driver.
Cave City is at the 53-mile marker. And when you get into Bowling Green, you're at like the 23-mile marker. And then
That's like
when you go
35,
down,
like she
yes,
said.
that is correct. But then when you get down to, then you go further to the casino, which is at the 2-mile marker. And then it's another 1.7 miles to the casino from there. And
Yeah,
then
but
we drove back.
But if
so
you
we
calculate,
didn't go to Glasgow.
But if you calculate from Bowling Green to Franklin, where the casino is,
I'm giving you
then-
mile markers,
then-
okay?
But from Bowling Green to Franklin is not that far either, because that's where we went. That's where we came from.
I'm telling you,
we didn't
mile
come
markers
straight from Cave City
on
to Franklin.
the interstate. These are the mile markers. It marks how far the interstate goes. Okay.
I'm
So,
saying
yes,
that Risa is
maybe
correct.
It takes
That
you
you are actually proving her
and
point.
maybe it takes you 15 minutes to get to Glasgow. But for me, an out of towner drives a little slower.
Don't believe him.
Drives a little slower.
He's driven all over this country.
Drives a little slower.
He's a truck driver. You can imagine how fast he goes. And we were in a really sporty car.
It'll probably take me 20 minutes to get to Glasgow because I'm not a local.
That's only 5 minutes more than what she said. She said 15.
Right, and I said it takes about 20 minutes or so.
Oh, boy.
See?
Anyway, Risa, you are correct. Thank you.
And I am correct
Thank you.
also.
Because you backed her up. You
I'm
just
right.
said what she said.
I'm right.
Risa's right.
I'm right.
Risa's right, and you repeated what she
right.
said in different words.
I am right.
Risa is right, and you repeated what she said in different words.
I am right.
Anyway, let's move on to our next segment.
right.
Because we're running out of
But
time.
the point is, I didn't mind that drive either way.
Because you like to drive.
No, because I said we could live like 50, 60 miles outside of a city. And if it takes us, 50 minutes, an hour to drive into the city, I'm okay with that. Are you okay with that?
No.
Why not? Because you're a city girl.
That is, no, I just,
city girl.
that doesn't mean I'm. And Denise is backing up Risa too. She's like, who cares about mile markers? Only truckers do. Risa is right.
Not only truckers do. I am a virtual GPS in my head. You don't want your GPS to give you the wrong mileage, do you? So, by my mile markers, I will give you the same mileage as a GPS.
I'm moving on.
I'm trying to help you.
Right? I am trying to help you.
Everybody, let's help Tony out. Let's help him out. Tell him that
And all the
you're not really a country person either, and you stereotyping the people who are, who do identify.
I smoke meat.
Okay.
I get mud in my wheels. What's mud in your wheels? See, I'm a country. I get mud in my wheels. I'm a country boy. That's it.
It doesn't mean I'm a city girl, though.
Yeah, you're pretty city.
No, I'm not. I'm really not. I just like amenities.
Yes. No, New York is where I'd rather stay.
Not really.
I get allergic spelling, hey. Oh, hey, you know what Jill told me on like
That I
our
didn't-
first or second date?
That I wanted a penthouse.
She said she wanted a penthouse.
Well, that's because I was spending more time in New York, and like I hate the hotels in New York. So I thought, wouldn't it be nice to just have like this beautiful space and view?
I'm from New York. I never wanted a penthouse in
That's
New York.
you, because you know
That's
you're
right, because you're more.
But
city.
now I don't want that.
I wanted to go like upstate New York, where it's country up there. It's nice.
Okay,
It's beautiful.
I like upstate New York too. I like lakes. You were the one that told me I'm an outdoors person, and you said country people are outdoors people. Remember that? You said that at the beginning of the show.
You're more outdoorsy than you realize, but you're not city. No.
Well, John says, I'm sure you're talking about New York. They have bed bugs. Risa says that I am a hometown girl. They love me. Thank you, Risa. I am a hometown girl. I will always take up for my hometown.
She is a hometown girl, but she's a hometown city girl.
I am not. And Connie,
Yeah.
oh, hi, Connie and Ronaldo.
Connie and Ronaldo.
Connie says, I get mud in my wheels when I when I accidentally run through mud.
But see, country boys run through mud on purpose. See, so yeah, I'm pretty.
I think that's
I'm
a boy thing.
I'm pretty country. I'm more country than I am.
I think
city.
you're just outdoorsy.
I mean, I work on
And
cars.
I'm
I get all
outdoorsy,
greasy
but I'm
and
not city or
dirty.
country. But I am proud of where I came from. I will always, always, always take up for my home state and people.
As well, you should.
Will you always take up for your home state?
Sure, I love that I grew up in New York.
Okay.
I learned a lot of stuff. I learned how to break in cars. I learned how to hotwire a car. I learned that if somebody steals your stuff, it was probably your fault because you didn't secure it well enough. I learned to be cautious of everyone because everyone's trying to get over on you. I learned a lot of things, so I'm very happy that I grew up in New York.
Okay. And I'm glad that you have that street cred, because whenever I write about characters with street cred, you're my go-to source.
There you go. So yeah, I'm glad I grew
So
up in New
I
York.
definitely don't have street cred.
I learned a lot. I learned a whole lot. So when somebody tries to run a scam on me, I'm usually 5 or 6 steps ahead of them.
That is true.
I already know, you know.
I want to say hi to some people that we haven't said hi to yet. Hi, Michelle. How are you doing? Thank you for joining
Michelle.
us. And we have Loretta here, too.
Loretta's
hi, Loretta.
here.
Hi.
What's up, Loretta?
And we have Really Charlie. Really Charlie,
Really
I'm going
Charlie's
to
the
send you an
man.
email soon about something. Okay.
Yeah, we got plans.
We got plans for you. Okay. Well, let's get to our. Oh, Denise actually agrees with you. She says, "I hate to say Tony is right about living in New York."
I do love that I grew up there. I really am. I really am.
And I love where I grew up too. That's why I go back when I can.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to our last segment because we're already over.
Oh, well.
Hey.
Did you hear about this?
This was the segment where I pull up a survey that relates to our topic. So there was a Pew Research Center study about perceptions between city folks and country folks, if you want me to say that this time. And it was all about perception. So 60% of people who grow up in the country think that urban or city people have far different values than they do.
Could
Do you
be.
agree with that?
Could be. City, yeah, it creates a certain mindset.
It does, but does it change your values?
It could.
Okay.
It definitely could. Yes.
And people in the city, 63% versus 56% of the people in the country, feel that the other, so city versus country, country versus people, have negative views about them. And so you have been proving that point all night because you've been stereotyping country people all night long.
I'm with the country people.
But you're stereotyping them.
No, it's not a stereotype. It's not
You're
a stereotype.
stereotyping.
I
You're
love to
stereotyping.
do all of these things. That's not a stereotype. I love to do these things.
Do you look at, so as a self-identified country person, do you look down on city people?
No, I don't look down on city people or country people.
Good. That was the right
All
answer.
People. I love people. And this is why I get along with just about everyone. I can go just about anywhere, whether it's with city people or whether it's with country people, and I can fit in.
What about bougie people?
I can fit in with bougie people too, but they tend not to like me.
Well,
Because I'm too country.
well, I still have a problem with people thinking I'm bougie without my even saying anything or doing anything. I just walk in a room and people think I'm bougie, but that's a whole other show.
Boy.
All right, and then finally, on both city people and people in the country, they feel the other just don't understand the problems that they have. Would you agree with that?
More or less. I think it's really short-sightedness. People are not looking at each other
As people?
As people, just people. Doesn't matter if you grew up in different lifestyles and all of that. Just accept people for just being people. You know.
That's why I always urge people, if they can, to travel, to other countries if they can, or at least to another state or another part of the country,
Something,
because, and because you just get to see how people are worldwide,
Yeah, this is true.
and people are people, regardless of their upbringing.
That is true.
All right. Well, that concludes our show
It does.
because we're over.
We're over, Jill. Oh,
Yes. But
as the producer of our show, how did you let that happen?
I'm getting lax because we only have one more show
One more
left
show
in
for
this
season.
which is next Wednesday. Next Wednesday, get ready. We are talking about prioritizing your spare time.
That's what we're talking about.
We're talking about spare time because
Oh,
some people just they think they'll get to spare time when they have it instead of making it a priority. So I want to talk about that,
yeah. To-do list.
Well, I have a to-do list, but I also put spare time on it. That's part of my to-do list.
That's where I've been going wrong. Okay. Alrighty.
Well, Connie agreed with the last thing I said, but John says, you're right. Well, maybe. Well, I don't know. John says country people tend to lose track of time.
Ah. Now that can be a good thing.
It can be.
Because you're chill.
It's like in Jamaica.
Man,
Don't worry.
Don't worry.
Don't
be
worry.
Happy.
It's Irie.
Take the time to smell the roses.
That's
Look
right.
around. Enjoy your environment. You don't need bells and whistles and all of that to just enjoy being on this planet. And when you get in touch with nature, that's how it can happen. Why watch?
Oh, Mrs. Wise is here. Mrs. Wise, I'd hoped to see you over the weekend too. And she
Mrs.
says, "What is spare time?"
See, that's the problem. You have to put spare time on your to-do list, like Jill said.
That's
yeah.
right. That's right. But we will talk about that next Wednesday when we do our last show of the season, and then we are coming back for season 8, but not until January 8th, 2025, and all of next season, as much as we can, we will have featured guests.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so
Yeah,
we've
we're
already
gonna have
booked the
guests.
first 5 shows of next season.
Yeah, so we're gonna have guests.
So we'll have more
Other
about
people,
that.
Other people you can talk to and listen to than just us.
Right.
But anyway, remember to come next week to I'm Right, and remember that show is every Wednesday night,
Well-
at least until the last show. And then in January, we'll start
We'll
again.
come back.
Every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, and you can check out the show through Jill's podcast, Jill's website, which is JillCoxCordova.com, and you can also watch the show live on YouTube and Facebook.
That's right. And Miss Wise, I understand you all had a prior commitment, and I wish you could have been there too. But I'll keep coming back till I see you and your wonderful husband.
Yes.
So,
Yes, and remember, watch us in replay. Check us out.
and we also
We have
present.
7 years worth of replays.
We do, but 3 of those years are audio only. So if you prefer listening instead of watching, that's fine too. We have that version as well on every place that you can. Most every place that you
Just
can
about
listen to
every place you can
podcasts.
listen, yeah.
Okay,
All right.
All
well,
right.
Is that it? Is show over?
show over.
Show is over.
All right. Thank you all for coming tonight. It's so wonderful to see so many of my people from Kentucky. My people from Kentucky. Thank you. Thank you. Thank
See,
you. Thank you.
where are my New York peeps?
Denise is here.
She's my sister.
All right. You ready to go?
Yeah, the
All
music
right.
is playing.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, until next week, thank you all.
Love you all.
We love you all.